Hi, so as this video's title says, this video is about how I became an atheist when I was like 12 or 13, and then was saved. Basically, to start off, when I was like younger than 12, like 7 and 8, I was really strong in the faith. It's kind of unusual because I grew up in Las Vegas and a lot of people didn't go to church there. Pretty easy to know. Not that everyone doesn't go to church there, but just a lot of people don't. Anyway, and I've had some things happen then that I'll explain in another video, but this is about how I became an atheist. When I was 12, going on to 13, I had a tough time, like a lot of kids at that age. My parents were going through a divorce and a really tough separation, a cutthroat type of divorce. A lot of arguments, a lot of yelling, a lot of pain. And I was neglected a lot because my mother was going through her master's program and was trying to get her doctorate. So, master's then doctorate. And basically the kids at school gave me a tough time, and I was picked on and bullied a lot and neglected. I mean, I wasn't like the most liked person in school because of who I was, my weight, and also because, I don't know, for a lot of reasons. People just didn't like me, but that doesn't matter because that is over and done with. But, anyway. So I got into I think the last straw with Jesus was we had this assignment and we were supposed to draw, I don't know, it was for math. It was like this little drawing where you had to draw the double side of something on another piece of paper. And I decided to draw this really inspirational, little drawing. It was a split screen of, here's heaven, here's heaven, and it had all this little space with heaven, and then below that, right in here, all this was hell, and there were people in there, with their hands going out of the fire, with the mark of the beast, with 666 on their hands, and fire, and then I had all these doves in heaven, and beautiful light and everything, the things you typically think about heaven. And thinking back on it, that was really inspirational because the teacher decided, for some reason, she didn't like me either, decided to post the pictures on the wall, and everyone in 7th grade saw these pictures, and basically they saw mine and made fun of me for it, and they'd say some really tough, mean things, and the teacher refused to pull the picture off the wall, and it felt like she was punishing me for my belief. So I just said to heck with it. But in other words, I'm not going to put up with this and just not believe in anything. And I got into rock music, and I got into suicidal things. I even threatened to kill myself. And I just felt like, God wasn't listening to my prayers, so what's the point? He obviously isn't there, and he doesn't listen to me, so why should I believe in something that doesn't want to listen to me? Which I know a lot of atheists believe, and a lot of atheists have gone through. And I'm speaking to you out there, whoever you are, atheist, hello, I'm speaking to you, because I'm sure you probably even have gone through that. And, then my mom moved for her doctorate program up in Auburn. And, she didn't have a lot of time for us because she was going through, some type of scientific research program, and I guess she wanted to go into pharmaceuticals, or I guess developing new cures for diseases, and she didn't have a lot of time for us, and she had a boyfriend who was kind of like a holy roller, crazy type of Christian, typical for atheists, what the heck, rolling down the aisles and all this demon-believing stuff, and anyway, we both gave each other a hard time, but that's in the past, and I forgave him for some of the things he's done. If not all of it. Anyway, but I had some weird things that go on when I was an atheist. I would just kind of zonk out, and I would doodle in my notebook, and I'd write this hooded figure in my notebook, and it's like that hooded figure used to come to me a lot in like dreams and visions, and I thought it was kind of strange because I didn't believe in anything anymore, didn't believe in a God, didn't believe in that kind of stuff, just believed that when you die, that's it. But this hooded figure came to me, and now looking back, I know that it was a demonic entity or a demonic spirit, but and it would tell me things, like I had this crush on a boy at school, and it told me like exactly what he thought of me. And how do I know? Well, I moved away from my mom's house after a long argument, and I talked to a friend from that school and asked her to ask the boy like what he thought of me, and it was exactly what that spirit told me. Anyway, but after like some abuse, some really bad abuse, and having to come back to my mom's, I still was stuck on being an atheist. But I knew, like, I tried out some new things. Like I tried out like new age stuff, and I was starting to get like back into the idea that maybe there is something to life. Maybe there was something that did create life, but maybe it wasn't God. Maybe it was like maybe it's supernatural sort of spirit stuff, like oneness, like everything leads to this one entity, or I don't know how to really describe it, but if you're into new age stuff, you know what I'm talking about. And I just was kind of like repulsed by Jesus. Like, I didn't like Christians. I didn't like that they were hypocritical, and I didn't like, some of the way they treated people. Some of the ways they treated people. But, then I just thought about, about when I was a kid and how I really used to love Jesus. And I felt scared, like what if there was a hell, and where would I be going? But then I knew that if I were to come to Jesus simply because I was afraid of dying and going to hell, I really wasn't coming to him. It wasn't really joining a relationship with him. And it's like, when a parent and a child, if a child is just always afraid of their parent, that's not really love, that's fear. And it's good to fear the Lord, but it's best to love the Lord. So I decided I wouldn't come to Jesus unless I loved him. And he just sort of nurtured me into that. Nurtured me into a slow but, fruitful and long journey, but he nurtures me back to a relationship with him. And, this video really does not do justice to the experience I had being an atheist, but just for a snapshot image of what happened, I'd say it's a pretty good video, but I could probably post more, and I will, about being an atheist and some of the things that happened. So if you're an atheist, you're watching this, you're probably going to post comments. I don't really care. I'm going to disable the comments anyway and the ratings, because this video isn't so much about your comments as it is about the simple fact and the truth, and that's Jesus. And Jesus cares about you. Whether or not you believe in him, it doesn't matter. He does exist just like you exist watching this video. And if you don't agree, well, you don't have to watch the video, do you? You can just click the little X on the window. But it's my hope and my deepest prayer and my fullest love that you find Jesus and you find the truth, because he's waiting for you and he's calling your name out of love. Okay, God bless.